Tonight on CTV News at 11:30, questions about safety during the upcoming school year.
We want proof that the school is safe. We want proof that the well-being of the children are the priority.
Parents in Parry Sound demand answers from the school board. Plus, layoffs in Sudbury for a bread maker.
The union is actively engaged in conversations with Wonder Brands to ensure that workers are supported.
50 jobs lost as Wonder Brand ends its sliced bread production. And spared from upcoming turbulent air travel.
Our flights are unaffected. We have full flights. The problem will be is obviously if you're connecting further.
We check in on how the Air Canada strike could impact Northerners.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off. Fire crews remain on scene of a house fire in Levine between Sudbury and North Bay. OPP had closed Highway 64 in both directions between Canal Road and Poirier Road, but it has since reopened. No other details are available at this time. Multiple fire crews were called to a large fire at a triplex in downtown Sudbury last night. Five surrounding stations responded.
That house is up in smoke and in flames. I really hope there's nobody in that house. Oh my Lord.
Firefighters from 5 surrounding stations responded to Lloyd Street, where a home was fully engulfed in flames. Everyone made it out safely, but 3 cats died in the fire. Fire officials say the blaze is not considered suspicious, and the fire is believed to have started on the porch, then spread through a nearby window.
Crews worked on scene until approximately 3 o'clock in the morning in order to extinguish the fire and ensure that all the fire was fully extinguished. At this point in time, the cause and origin of the fire is undetermined, and the estimated damage of the fire is pegged at about $250,000 at this time.
One resident from the building is being supported by the Red Cross. Mellon adds it's important to have working smoke alarms and an escape plan in case of a fire. Another suspect has been caught in the stabbing of 2 people in downtown Sudbury earlier this week. Police say they arrested and charged a 16-year-old last night. On Wednesday, officers arrested a 26-year-old man. A 17-year-old was picked up shortly after the stabbings on Monday. Police say the victims knew their attackers. The 3 suspects have all been charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and weapons charges. One suspect is believed to be still at large. Parents in Parry Sound gathered today in front of Parry Sound District High School to address growing safety concerns for students attending the school in September. Students were supposed to be attending the Near North District School Board's new school building, but construction is not yet complete. The problem is demolition has already started on Parry Sound High School. Both properties are now active construction sites with students expected to attend classes. The parents and students say they weren't given a clear understanding from the board on how it will all work come September.
Today we're just trying to hype up the awareness of the Near North District School Board's plan. We're kind of questioning their contingency plan. As you can see, we're standing in front of the existing high school, which is a third of it broke down right now with demolition, and we have some questions that are still outstanding.
We band together when push comes to shove, and we are not taking a very vague media release as a satisfactory answer. So we want our questions answered. We want proof that the school is safe. We want proof that the well-being of the children are the priority, and so far we have yet to see that.
Earlier today, the Near North District School Board posted a link on Facebook to an 8-page contingency plan aimed at addressing the parents' safety concerns. The report states the fire, PA, and security camera systems remain operational at Parry Sound High School. This school building project will eventually see students from JK to grade 12 on the same site. The board received $58.5 million from the Ministry of Education for the project. Some sad news to tell you about. A longtime Northern politician has passed away. Eli Martell served as the MPP for Sudbury East from 1967 to 1987. He was the NDP House Leader for 7 of those years. He sat on numerous committees in that time and was known at Queen's Park for his advocacy of safer working conditions, better compensation for workers, and higher safety standards for hockey players. Eli Martell's former colleagues have been remembering him today. In a release, Nickel Belt MPP France Jelena calls Martell a mentor, adding that whenever I faced a hurdle, Eli was always there to help me. I know how fortunate I was to have Eli guiding me. I will miss him. And former NDP leader Bob Ray posted his condolences on X this morning, saying Eli was a fine representative of the people of the Sudbury region at Queen's Park, a real fighter for social justice. Eli Martell was 90 years old. 50 jobs in Sudbury have been cut as Wonder Brands ends sliced bread production in the city. The company will eliminate all part-time positions and several full-time roles at the facility. The bread line shutdown is slated for October 6th. The unionized employees belong to Local 175 of the United Food and Commercial Workers. The union is actively engaged in discussion with Wonder Brands to help members receive support, including transition programs, retaining opportunities, and support services.
These workers are covered by a collective bargaining agreement, and so there is severance provisions and retirement options available to these workers because they're unionized. However, these measures are not going to completely be able to cover all of the losses that these members, their families, and the community are going to feel. So the union is actively in conversations, engaged in conversations with Wonder Brands to ensure that workers are supported.
CTV reached out to the company FGF Brands for comment, but did not receive a response in time for our broadcast. A potential Air Canada strike has caused turmoil for travelers across the country, but Northerners find themselves in a unique situation. CTV's Corey Nordstrom spoke with officials in the travel industry who say anxiety is high at airports, especially for those traveling cross-country and internationally.
Unless a last-minute deal is reached, Air Canada flight attendants will go on strike tomorrow, and the company will have cancelled more than 500 flights by the end of the day. However, many air travelers across the north can breathe a slight sigh of relief.
We're actually not affected. It's the mainline Air Canada and it's the Rouge for Air Canada. So our flights are unaffected. We have full flights. The problem will be is obviously if you're connecting further overseas or international or whatever.
A sentiment echoed by the airports in Timmins, Sudbury, and North Bay this week. Air Canada Express services Northern Ontario and is operated by Jazz Aviation. While that means Northern passengers can still access flights, it also means it limits the destinations they can reach.
So you can actually get almost the majority of the East Coast because PAL Airlines, which is their partner that does regional routes there. So you can get to Toronto and then take any of the regional carriers. So you can go obviously all these ones in Ontario, and you can go to out east as well. So I'm not sure how far west you can go.
And then there's the cost. For those who are affected by the strike, it's either put plans on hold or pay the price.
The people that might have paid $1,100 or $1,200 in February and March for airfares to Vancouver are now having to pay one couple to $3,400 to need tickets, because they don't want to miss the cruise, because that's non-refundable as well. And if they find that, they need a refund just because your airline's on strike.
The skyrocketing prices from other airlines is one aspect of these strikes that travel agents like Maine say needs to be addressed.
That would be nice to see, let's say, a national policy in place where if there's a strike situation coming up, there are rules in place and agreements between the airlines that, okay, we'll take your passengers at or close to the original fare. We're not going to double, triple, quadruple our airfares during what's already an anxious time for a lot of people.
Boss says the stress level among all passengers has risen because of the strike, but he doesn't expect that Sault-ites will have their travel plans changed.
There's going to be an impact, but I don't expect it to be great for Sault Ste. Marie because our passenger surveys show that we're probably about 80-85% just O&D Toronto. So the majority of our market is only going to Toronto.
Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, a look at the current conditions. We do have a chance of showers and a risk of thunderstorms for Chapleau, Kapuskasing and Wawa. Clear for the rest of the region. 19 in Sudbury. We'll be back in a moment.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Weekend is here. Sorry to disappoint, but we do have a day of rain in the forecast, as you can clearly see forecast radar for tomorrow. This is what we can expect around noon, affecting Sault Ste. Marie, Temiskaming Shores, and maybe the perimeter of Sudbury, continuing right through the afternoon into the early evening. So again, some rain tomorrow in some sectors, 70% chance of showers. So that is a good bet. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for the next couple of days. Sudbury Nickel Belt, humidex of 36 for tomorrow with the rain. Sunday, sunshine, 19, 20 on Monday, cloud cover Tuesday, sunshine and 23. Then a couple of days of sun and cloud Wednesday, Thursday, both days at 26, slightly above normal. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, humidex of 33, risk of a thunderstorm, some showers at 25. 21 Sunday with the sunshine, a couple of cloudy days, Monday, Tuesday, 21, 22. Then Wednesday, Thursday, sun and cloud, 26 and 25, again above normal. Timmins, Cochran, Kapuskasing, humidex of 29, risk of a thunderstorm, some showers, and again another wet day. Sunday, some sun and cloud, 18, 21 Monday with the sunshine. Tuesday, more sun at 22, 24, and again Wednesday, Thursday, both days with the sun and cloud. In Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, humidex of 34 tomorrow, risk of a thunderstorm as well. Sun and cloud on Sunday, 18, 20 on Monday, sunshine, more sunshine Tuesday at 22, then getting warmer. A couple of days of 25-degree weather Wednesday, Thursday. Both days will feature some sun and some cloud, a couple of degrees above normal. North Bay, West Nipissing. Humidex of 37, sticky, muggy, and wet tomorrow. Your daytime high, 30, of course, warmer with the humidex. Sunday, we've got sun and cloud at 19. 19 again Monday, sun and cloud. Tuesday, here we go, sunshine warming up to 23. Wednesday, we've got 25, sun and cloud. More of the same on Thursday. Both days, of course, above normal. So below normal temperatures, above normal temperatures. Wet for tomorrow, Angela Gemmill. Of course, we've talked about this for the last couple of weeks. No significant rainfall. Here it comes on Saturday across the Northeast. Back to you.
All right. Thanks for that, Rick. Timmins City Council has agreed to rezone a parcel of land on Government Road for the purpose of a women's shelter and transitional homes. The 48-acre property, including a large two-story home, is located in the west end of the city. Fort Albany First Nation has secured funding to establish a shelter for women and children fleeing domestic violence. The property is also surrounded by forest and walking trails.
So I think they do an excellent job in terms of what they do, and I think it's a needed service in the community. I just have more of a challenge that I know it's going to be a contentious issue to some degree for the residents in that area. Maybe not for all, but for some, based on complaints. And I just am not sure our council process gives adequate time for public feedback from the time they get a chance to review a report to us approving the report 24 hours later.
The shelter will have about 8 clients and 3 employees, plus a building will be constructed to contain 4 residential dwelling units to be used for transitional housing. The Cochran Food Bank is expanding its warehouse, which serves the northeast region from Hearst to Sudbury, including Timmins. Groundbreaking happened a few days ago. Officials are pleased they'll be able to help more people, particularly during a time when the need is great. Food bank usage has reached an all-time high, with between 300 and 400 people in Cochran accessing the service. The expansion will double the storage space.
This means that we're going to have more access and ability to service the entire region to the benefit of all the food banks and food insecurity agencies in our area. So not only do we service food banks, but we also service the local schools, and we service a lot of different centers that deal with it. So soup kitchens, things like that. And in order to do that, we have to have access to a lot of food, and we need to have a lot of storage space. This is going to benefit us by having the excess storage space to get more donations, not only from our Feed Ontario partners in Mississauga, but locally.
Officials hope the new warehouse will be ready in time for Thanksgiving weekend. The artistic and managing director of Yes Theatre says he's looking for partners to put in a bid to buy the Bell Mansion in Sudbury. Alessandro Costantini says the group has noticed a big hole in the community when it comes to training local artists. That's why he'd like to see the Bell Mansion turned into a place where classes can take place for artists, as well as be used as an event space. Ultimately, he says he would love to see the property continue to be a place the entire community can enjoy.
We do know that if we were be able to expand our education offerings, which currently are just like Saturday mornings really, to a full scope of classes, workshops, etc., not only could we really enrich the community, but we could increase the artists that we're training, the people who have the skill sets to do a high caliber of work, and also just give people more arts and culture in their life. So that's kind of the basis of this, and then seeing the Bell Mansion as a really wonderful, viable space became very exciting. And it's a crazy idea, but it's a really fantastic one.
Constantini says he has had a few interested partners reach out. The Bell Mansion is listed for $1 million, and offers will be accepted on August 25th. Ontario doctors, especially those in emergency departments, are in talks with the province to get funding restored for so-called good faith billing. As CTV's Pauline Chan explains, that involves patients who are eligible for OHIP but don't have a valid card.
I'm thinking about patients who are unhoused, patients with low socioeconomic status, migrant workers, and that does contribute a significant proportion of patients that we see in the emergency department every night.
Dr. Bernardo works at a downtown hospital and says they treat patients regardless of whether they present an OHIP card or not. But physicians can't bill for these cases. The Ontario Medical Association says these good faith patients include newborns.
If for any reason there's any kind of a delay with parents registering their newborn within a certain number of days after they're born, their OHIP number becomes ineligible or non-valid.
Those whose cards have lapsed.
This could be for some of our really vulnerable populations, those experiencing mental health issues, those who are experiencing homelessness. You do require an address to actually get your OHIP updated.
And sometimes unconscious patients without ID, like from a bad accident.
So physicians, provide healthcare in good faith. And so we're just asking for the remuneration to also pair with this.
Ontario used to have a system for good faith billing back in 1998. It was cut and brought back for a short time during the pandemic.
We are currently awaiting for the arbitrator to present their final award, and that would be hopefully sometime this fall.
Dr. Ho says good faith cases aren't counted by the ministry when determining funding for hospitals.
It affects the funding that our ERs get from the ministry, because part of the funding is tied to the volume of patients that we see.
He'd like to see these cases included.
We may get more physician hours of funding, which means that we might be able to fund one extra physician to staff the ER every day.
And he says that would significantly reduce wait times, a benefit to all patients. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. A garden in North Bay is catching attention with its rock-solid message. More on that story coming up.
There's a lot to love in Sudbury.
And today we're at Jen's Closet on 976 LaSalle Boulevard. So Rick, let's go check it out.
Let's go!
Woo! This has got to be one of the coolest stores. So while Rick shops, Jen, tell us about your store.
So I opened up Jen's Closet because I absolutely love fashion. It's been my dream for many, many years to open this up, but I've had the best mentor ever. My mom, who has done this for many, many years. This is my mom, Eileen. She's been my mentor for many, many years. She had Pantorama, if everybody remembers Pantorama. Yes. My mom comes in once a week and does all my merchandising for me. She's set up this whole store from top to bottom, and I would have never done this without her.
Sounds like you've got a pretty awesome mom.
She's my best friend, not just my mom.
Amazing. So what makes this store unique?
So at Jen's Closet, we do pay cash on the spot for everything that comes through the door. There's no waiting for it to sell. There's no consignment. We pay cash. We also give back 30 to 40% to the customer of what I sell it for on the floor. And I sell everything in here for 50 to 70% off retail pricing.
Amazing.
Yes. So we also do have Lululemon. That's a big carrier that we do carry in Jen's Closet. I do sell my leggings for $35, and all my sweaters are anywhere between $55 to $70.
Did you hear that? $35 for Lululemon.
Yes.
And I don't think I've ever heard of a thrift store ever giving cash on the spot here in the city.
We do. So we pay cash on the spot, but we just implemented a 25% back to the customer if they do choose a store credit.
Oh,
so we can give you the cash, or you can turn to store credit.
I love having that second option of the store credit. So where do you see Jen's Closet in 5 years' time?
So right now we are working with a commercial realtor. I'm looking for a location in North Bay. And after North Bay, I'm planning on going to Sault Ste. Marie and then Timmins. My dream is to have 4 northern stores.
That's amazing. Within the next 5 years, you're going to be in 4 different locations.
That is correct.
That's incredible. Well, make sure you tune in next week, and don't forget to check out Jen's Closet. Secondhand shopping is so important. It's so good for the environment, and let's make Sudbury cleaner together. So Rick, I got this for $15. What did you get?
I snagged this outfit for $32.
What? You're going to be looking so snazzy. So don't forget to check out Jen's Closet and to tune in next week to see what Love Local business we'll be highlighting.
A family in North Bay has built and decorated a rock garden, which has become the talk of the neighborhood. CTV's Eric Teschner shares their story.
It's worked out well.
There's lots of love at the home of Michael Etier's parents, 90-year-old Larry and 87-year-old Teresa. Michael and his partner Beth wanted to pay tribute to them.
My intention was to simply put together, the accomplishments that have happened over the period of time.
It all started when Larry started to complain about the front lawn and how the grass looked. So Michael suggested they just rip it up and lay rock and stone. For several weeks, the family spent time together, driving up and down various roads, finding large rocks. And then they began adding to it, continuing to expand it.
Well, all these little decorations are all handmade. He's been able to pick up a few odds and ends from garage sales and repainted them and redecorated them and repotted them.
Then Teresa's artistic ideas blossomed.
I do like flowers, and I thought, well, stone and flower would make a nice rock garden sort of thing. So we did come up with a theme.
The theme is love.
We take the deer in at night because you don't want to get stolen. And I forgot to put it out the other day, and somebody come up the other day and told the wife, "Where's your deer?"
It was Michael's way of spreading some joy and love in the neighborhood, while at the same time paying tribute to his parents' 66th wedding anniversary, which is coming up in a little over a month.
People have come right up to the gazebo to congratulate us.
The display has received many compliments. Some neighbors have written letters.
Over in Aberdeen, they stop by with their dogs, and they've actually taken pictures of their own families in front of the garden itself.
The Etiers plan to continue tweaking the garden from time to time.
Or even put my parents' name in there or something of that nature.
Joking that it's quite literally a labor of love. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
And finally, the Maison McCullough Hospice in Sudbury is inviting the community to the Lougheed Foundation Butterfly Release this weekend. The annual event is planned for Sunday at Science North. Pink Lady butterflies can each be purchased for $40 and will be released in memory of loved ones. About 300 names will be read as part of the event. And that takes us to the end of our newscast this Friday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Good night.